Okay, hello everybody. This is Colton Dale, your Community Engagement and Development Specialist. Right now, I am virtually sitting down with Kim Marrone. She is our Economic Development Director at the City of Oak Park. Kim, how are you today?
Doing great. How about you, Colton?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there. Are you staying safe and healthy?
Yep, been in my house for several weeks now.
Yeah. So let's jump into the questions here. So, since the COVID-19 crisis hit, what are some major changes going on in the city's economic development functions?
So typically we're working with businesses and helping them with expansion efforts or trying to recruit new businesses to the community. Our focus has now been on helping the current businesses to continue to survive, pointing them in the direction of any resources, whether it's loans or grants or even just some workshop and training that they can take advantage of while they're in this downtime period so that when it's time to restart, they're ready to go.
Right, right. So, as economic development director, I guess you sort of alluded to this and gave a decent explanation. But what mostly have you been filling your time with while we can't be in the office? We're stuck indoors. What have you been doing these past several weeks during the crisis?
So our phones in the office are actually forwarded right to my cell phone. So I'm still getting calls pretty much any hour of the day and on the weekends, trying to help the businesses that are confused and not sure what they should do right now. So that part is business as usual. In regards to reviewing still plans and site plans for future projects, we're still doing that. We actually held our first virtual planning commission meeting 2 weeks ago, which we were able to approve a site plan for a daycare. And then also at City Council, we did approve for the liquor license for the Dog and Pony Show Brewing Company that is planning to open hopefully this July, unless there's any other delays with the May 1st opening.
The story the mayor was referring to, the name itself, growing up, my family grew up with 3 boys in the household. So obviously we could get a little rambunctious at times, as brothers do. And it was commonplace for my dad to come into the room, and if things were going a little crazy, he would ask, what is this dog and pony show that's going on right now? So as we sat down and talked about it, that name kind of resonated with the 3 of us. And so that is what we went with.
Okay. Speaking of delays, obviously we've heard of a lot of closures and cancellations and postponements because of what's going on. Are there any other big projects that the city has in its pipeline right now, and are there any delays?
So probably the one that the community is most looking forward to is Kroger opening. That is still moving forward. We are going to do a virtual meeting with their building department, their construction crews in order to do the fuel center. So they're going to begin construction on that really quickly here once the bans are lifted, and then continue the construction in the store. Obviously, their July open date probably will not be met because they've had these delays, but they are still moving forward, so that is a great sign. We have the 2 breweries, Dog and Pony Show, and then also River Rouge Brewing, which are still planning to open. And we also have a few restaurants that are in the pipeline as well. We have the Oak Parker, which is on 11 Mile. We have a restaurant on Greenfield, which hasn't really come up with a name yet. We also have Oak Park Social on 11 Mile. And then we also have a new one in the pipeline called Mad Crab. It's going to be a seafood restaurant in Parkwoods Plaza.
Well, that's fantastic. And you mentioned a minute ago that a lot of what you're doing right now has transferred over to helping current businesses be able to stay open and be financially viable during this crazy time. So what are some of the resources that you're pointing them toward?
Well, a few weeks ago, we had the PPP and the EIDL loans.
Okay.
The other thing that we're doing is we're referring them to Oakland County. They have a one-stop business center, so any business counseling they may need. They have some online webinars. The SBA is a great resource. The Small Business Association of Michigan is a great resource. Our Michigan Works Agency, if you're having issues with, how to lay off employees or navigate the unemployment system, or some businesses are actually hiring right now. They're seeing an uptick in their business, so they can help with filling those positions as well.
Great. So it sounds to me like it's taking a lot of different partners to, combine their efforts and tackle this issue that a lot of the businesses in our community are seeing. So I guess my next question is, what tips or suggestions do you have for residents at this time so that they can also help small businesses in our community?
My biggest suggestion is, when they do reopen, try and support those small businesses that have been closed for the last several weeks. They're going to need all of your support in order to survive really this whole crisis. Some people have been going out and purchasing gift cards, at least right now, and then plan to use them at a future date, giving the companies a little bit of working capital right now so that they can survive and reopen those doors.
Absolutely. So my next question is something that I'm asking every director, which is, what are you most looking forward to when this coronavirus craziness ends and we can get back to some normalcy?
Well, one thing I'm looking forward to is getting back in the office and seeing everybody that I work with and interacting with people again. I think that's the thing I miss the most. I can get pretty much most of my work done virtually, but I miss the social aspect and seeing people face to face.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. So lastly, you have any final remarks for Oak Park residents and business owners?
No, just follow the order, stay home and stay safe for now. And when the time comes and we do get to go back into stores and restaurants, make sure you're still following those social distance rules. Wear your masks and your gloves and, go out and support those businesses.
Well, thank you so much, Kim Marrone, Economic Development Director at the City of Oak Park. This has been another director update video in the series. Thank you so much for taking some time and sitting down with me.
Thanks for having me, Colton.
Thank you. Stay safe out there.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.